So this video for me in a lot of ways is a dream come true because we're taking a look at masks that I designed. However, the credit for these does not go to me. It goes to Rothanak, and I highly recommend you check them out, not only on Thingiverse, and I will link them on Thingiverse in the description below, but also on Instagram as well, without which these masks would just be a sketch in a book. These are 3 masks, my Mystica variants of the How, the Pakari, and the Miru. Designs which I sketched up in a book without any other forethought, to be hidden to time if Rothanak had not reached out to me. So let's go ahead, take a look at these, and if you enjoyed this content, make sure to subscribe. It helps out more than you know. Alright? So, the How Nuva. I am so happy with how this came out. There was a lot of inspiration that went into this piece. I think maybe most evident is probably Solik's mask, which, yes, I absolutely was inspired by the design of these sort of cheek intakes, if you will. But also, of course, the How Nuva, that bell shape, that classic shape. I know that there are a lot of people who are very impartial to that mask, not big fans of it. I am a fan of the How Nuva, in part because it was the first of the Nuva masks that I got, but also because I think it is a mask that a lot of people sleep on for a lot of reasons I'll get into in a separate video. However, this mask, the focus of this portion of the video anyway, is superb. I will say, I probably should have opened it up in Blender and smoothed it out a little bit. I may have downloaded like a low poly version, or this may just be the version that's available. And that's fine. I actually do think that the facets on the forehead look cool, but, you know, having a version that's smoothed out seems to be like a good idea just to have in my back pocket. With that said, though, the actual design of this piece is fairly standard, right? It mixes a lot of features from the 2002 Nuva version of the mask with some recalls from 2001, notably the cheek slits, the little bit of holes in the top of the head bisected by that line in the center, which is actually reminiscent of the line on the How from 2008, right? He has that big sort of scooping spike. And also, generally, a lot of stuff that comes out from 2008 has one of 2 features, either very round or very sharp lines, right? And this has both, that rounded sort of head shape, but a lot of sharp, thin lines in how the eyebrow area is designed, or again, that central strip, the outline of these intakes on the sides, or even the little lines underneath the mouth area there as well. It's a fairly straightforward design overall, making sure to stay kind of aggressive in the way that the eyes are shaped, the way that they look, while still keeping a lot of those straight lines, right? So I could not be happier with this design. And I wanted to say, too, although I've only designed 3, well, I've only had 3 of these pieces modeled so far. If you are somebody who is interested in these pieces, or generally any other Bionicle pieces within reason, and you just don't have access to a printer, I'm happy to print them off. Now's the portion of the video where I become the world's worst salesman and say, like, I've got other masks in here too, including Gabby 94's movie edition versions of the Toa Nuva masks, which all look fantastic, by the way. And again, if you want those printed out, if you want a complete set of them, I'm happy to print them out for you guys. Reach out to me on Instagram or Discord in the description, in my DMs, and I'm doing like whole sets of those movie edition masks for $25. So thought that was worth it. With that said, though, going back to my masks for a moment here, I also wanted to mention how, as far as I'm aware, though I haven't really tested it for the sake of these axles being a little too tight, I think these are all designed with the ability to be compatible with the visor from 2008, 2007 as well. The smooth version, obviously not the adaptive version. This one right here being the Miru. And I'm really happy with the design of this one too, because it takes a lot of inspiration from the original 2001 Miru as well, if that's not obvious already. But again, a lot of those simple, clean, straight, thin lines, right? A very airy mask in whatever way it needs to be. One of the things that always bothered me about the Miru from Liwa Fantoka was the fact they had those fans on the sides, but they faced the same direction, which doesn't make sense for one thing, but also the orientation of them is clearly lazy, a lazy copy-paste job, and that's just like, couldn't you have mirrored it, Lego? Like, at least done that? But anyway, I digress. So with the third mask here, and I know we didn't spend a whole lot of time on that Miru, because I'm not trying to make this video a million years long, we have the Pakari this time around, and I'm super, super happy with all the details that were able to be crammed into this because it shares so many details with both versions from 2001 and from 2002 as well. Sort of that octagonal shape from the original 2001 version, though subdued a bit more here, sort of streamlined a bit more for the sake of, again, rounding it out in much the same way as the Pakari from 2002. It's a very round mask in 2002, so I wanted to keep that in line. But it's also much straighter here because, again, 2008, we've got a lot of those clean lines, a lot of those straight, simple lines here. It's a very simple mask in its premise, but I think the overall design here speaks for itself, and I could not be happier with this. Again, a sales pitch if I have to. I'm printing these guys out, you know? So if you are, again, somebody who is interested in getting these in transparent black, I don't imagine it matches Lego's transparent black, but it's still a cool color, then yeah, you know, part with $3 or $4 or whatever, and hopefully you get to enjoy some of these pieces. But I know I'm going to be enjoying some of these pieces. I really wanted to build, and will probably be building, the Nuva tomorrow. I don't know yet because, like, I do have Nadiki built back there, and he's got some of those silver lift arms in him that I'd need to take off of him, but the point still stands. At least I have the pieces available. And man, if you haven't seen any of my Mystica builds yet, I should probably link those at the end of this video. So let's go ahead and come to the conclusion of this video, just dealing out a couple more of the masks that I've got in here along the way. So I will link Rothanak's Thingiverse in the description below. I'll also link Instagram, Discord, and Patreon, all of which I normally link anyway. So if you want to support the channel, Patreon is there. But of course, if you want to check out or reach out to me to get copies of these masks, I make a big point of my DMs always being open. That said, if you have anything to add to this one, or if you think that there's something else I should print that I should try my hand at, then let me know that one in the comments down below. Or you can take the conversation further over on Discord, which is linked in the description. And as always, again, make sure you are subscribed. Really helps the channel out. And yeah, I think that's everything. Ooh, unscripted videos. Take care.